Hey guys, I'm gonna try to do a very fast vlog about something somebody asked me. And it's good because I don't claim to be or to understand everything about the Bible. I don't claim to understand it. I would believe you have to understand. You have to study many, many years and you still wouldn't understand it all. Because, God is infinite and He's like a fractal equation. He's like the more you go into Him, the more detail you find. So, and I think that probably as we find, as man science develops to where we can get the instrumentation to examine these things, I believe that's what we're going to find. And some of the things that have to deal with infinity. But I also believe that there is going to be, me having a worse. I also believe that we're going to find infinity on many and almost every level of God. Now, I just want to deal with a couple of things, a couple of ideas, because you guys get me thinking, and I think that it is most appropriate that our instrumentation, just like we can find out about 1 year, we could say, oh, the quark, the neutron or the electron is the smallest part of an atom. Then we can then a year later, we'll develop our intellect or our science will start to grow, slowly growing, and then we'll have a new discovery, an epiphany, or a paradigm shift that will tell us, oh no, now we have a new explanation that there's actually we detected smaller parts of a nucleus. So that information we gave you before was incorrect. Okay. So that's why I have a hard time trusting science, because that thing happens. That thing that I just mentioned, it being fallible, happens all the time. It's constant. So and dating is because looking at the sense objectively, we are men and we are studying, the universe, the world around us. That was already there. So I don't think that any man can absolutely say anything about the planet. I think it's absolute arrogance to try to make an all-encompassing term about stuff that we weren't here to even experience, that we don't even know about, and that eventually we'll grow to we will know more. But that's because, like God says, lean not on your on your own understanding. So if anybody would God is the Alpha and the Omega. He always was and always will be. So if anybody is qualified to tell us what is and was, it would be that. Okay, and He created man and inspired man to know what it is that it is important for us as men. Now, I don't believe that knowledge is the most important thing for us to know. I think that there's more valuable things. There's more things that knowledge of good and evil is only half, not even half of the equation. Okay, so not that I'm saying knowledge is no good, it's useless, or anything like that. I'm not saying that, because I know how you guys like to twist. I'm thinking it's a very small portion of what it is that it really takes to be a fulfilled man. So knowledge, and a lot of people will joke, anybody will tell you, any average, lowly person on the street will tell you, well, that's just book smarts. That's book smarts can only get you so far in life. And a lot of people will tell you, oh, common sense don't get you that far. So the Word of God says, lean not on your understanding. But if you look at, and I think, and let me just toss this out of idea, because some of the stuff that I think and ideas I have and the questions that I sometimes draw is like, it makes perfect sense to me that a God that created this world is not detectable by this world, is not measurable by this world. I think that that in itself testifies to who God is. That you can't use anything in this world to pin him down, to measure him. I think that is, and that he is not of this world. He is beyond this world. So you need other measurements and other guides and other things like that, and other values. It's more spiritual. So you need how do you measure righteousness? Okay, that kind of thing. So it makes absolute sense to me that our tools here are not developed enough to measure God. That makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, and it testifies to God to me. That the fact that you don't have evidence of God just tells you how great he is. Okay, that's what I think about. All right, and I think that anytime that you have a question or something in the Bible that you say a miracle, and so I sometimes, what constitutes a miracle? If I say, or here's another question, and somebody asked me where does evil come from, and that's the main body of why I'm doing this blog, because I really don't think it's important. But let me get to before I think that. And so when the person asked me, I just thought it was a completely irrelevant question. It has nothing to do with it. And if anything, it clearly states in the Bible that that evil came in this world through sin. It existed before that. Was it important to us before then? No. I don't believe it was important. It wasn't important until it became a part of our daily living. That's what I think. And so if you don't see any wisdom in that, then it's like, what is that? As somebody says, that and a $1.50 will get you on the train. It's like, it doesn't mean crap. That and a $1.50 will get you on the train. It don't add up to a hill of beans. So I think that we give evil too much credit. I think we give knowledge and understanding too much credit, when love and other spiritual things are more important to the existence of mankind. That if this was a world full of love, that this world would be a better place to live in it than anything. Not evil, not focusing on the things that that bring this world down, but actually love, kindness, loving kindness, tenderness, understanding, wisdom, truth, patience, things that are virtual, spiritual virtues that will be a better place for everybody to live. I think those are more important than the other stuff. Okay, so so this is another thing, and somebody asked it. So again, to the question, before I get down, one other quick, and see, I'm not gonna get to it again. I have to vlog about it again, but and so next vlog I'll just say directly about it. But okay, so what constitutes a miracle? So another thing, what constitutes a miracle? Okay, a miracle to me has to be God moving to create very unlikely, extraordinary circumstances within a natural world. Now, so that means you could probably always explain a miracle away. You can always explain it. Oh, one other point, and I'll jump back. That's why I jump back around so much. So here's the proof of God. When a Christian, somebody who says that they are filled with the Spirit, and they say faith is proof. So faith being a spiritual substance is proof. But it's the proof of God. So when a Christian tells you that they have, or a believer, I don't want to say a Christian, just a believer tells you that they have faith in God, there's your proof. When they say I've experienced them, that's your proof. Now whether you believe that person, but that's a physical manifestation of a very spiritual thing. So they tell you they've come, that's it. Now whether you believe them or not is up to you. You know, we was in the natural world. So back to the other subject, because I forgot that. I had to jump that back in. So, what constitutes a miracle? A miracle is if I prayed for something and then the exact thing that I prayed for happened. That's a miracle. Or if something better, or if so that's a miracle. So to me, now it happens through regular circumstances, but it's still a miracle. God uses things happen spiritually that brings about a natural change. So there's probably a better explanation than that. But when I ask for something, or when something happens, I don't even ask for it. That's a miracle. So, so there's your proof. I had it happen to me the other day.